Why do most people live an average life? Why do most people live an average, unfulfilling life, including some rich and spiritual people? Why one doesn't feel enough despite having everything or despite doing everything? What are the mistakes we are doing in relationships, in career, in life? Are we truly living our life or are we wasting our life? So if you're interested with this content, stay tuned till the end of the video. Hi, I am Radhika Lakshmanan. I am a karma transformational guide and I help people to break their karmic patterns and heal their emotional wounds, and I teach advanced meditation as well. Now let's start. Most of us have been conditioned to live an average and fulfilling life, including some spiritual and rich people. And that's not our fault, because we have been trained to live an average life and trained to live only from our mind by avoiding our emotions, feelings, and intuition. We have been conditioned to do it. We were not allowed to align our mind with our body, heart, feelings, and intuition. We were only trained to honor the intellect or technical intelligence in school. Intellect is different from intelligence. Intellect functions from thoughts, only from thoughts. Meanwhile, intelligence is the alignment of intellect with feelings, emotions, and intuition. So they are two different things. Human beings are a combination of mind, body, and spirit. To live a wholesome life and to live life to the fullest beautifully, one needs to be aligned with their mind, body, spirit, which means their mind, body, emotions, and intuition. The more one is aligned with those four aspects of themselves, the more intelligent they become. When one trains their mind without being in alignment with their body, their emotions, their feelings, their intuition, they will only have technical intelligence or technical smartness. They might have sharp mind, but will have low intelligence, especially emotional intelligence and spiritual intelligence. They will not be able to live a harmonious life or a fulfilling life. They will not be able to have an extraordinary, beautiful life. They will not be able to see themselves and life from a higher perspective. A person who uses their intellect without much alignment with their heart, feelings, intuition, and emotions usually end up living a very mechanical and calculative life. Every action is taken with the intention to gain some rewards or benefits, including spiritual activities and act of charities. If there is no perceived benefit, they simply do not engage in it. There is no authenticity, there is no sincerity. Now, what is wrong with this way of living? We stop living our heart's desires and higher calling. We stop appreciating the beauty of life and the beauty of nature around us. We stop living life to the fullest because there is no intimacy with life. There is no sincerity, no authenticity, no fulfillment. There is no human there, there's just a robot. We end up taking every action just for some rewards. We end up operating on a survival mode, constantly taking action for some sort of rewards or gains, such as money, power, pleasure, status, and many more. We end up losing our true essence of living. We often stop doing things for the sake of that activity itself. We don't dance for the sake of dance, for the sake of dancing. We don't sing just for the sake of singing. We don't draw just for the sake of drawing. Instead, we expect for a reward, a benefit from it. Instead, we explore such activities or use our talents only if there is some benefit or reward, such as money or praise. We don't help people or give purely due to the joy of it, but constantly expect something in return from them. We constantly help people with the intention to get something in return. We don't help them or give people just for the joy of it. Am I right? An artist who create an art or draws, for an example, if that artist doesn't draw or create an art just for the sake of drawing or creating an art and only doing it to gain money, he will end up living a very unhappy, unfulfilling, average life. Now, don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong to earn money from one's skill and talents. However, if the artist is only creating for financial reward or external praises, he either end up being miserable when the rewards are absent, or he still end up living a very unfulfilling and average life despite getting those rewards. Do you understand? Despite getting those rewards. So if he is on a social media, let's say he's creating art on social media, he will only end up creating art, an art that gets many views and likes on social media, rather than creating an art that speaks to his soul. He end up living for other people's validations and rewards rather than following his bliss and higher calling. Obviously, he's going to live a very unfulfilling, average life. When it comes to friendship and relationships, many of us don't give love for the sake of love. We only give love if there is some form of reward or benefits or gain. We don't live for the sake of love. Acts of services are not done out of genuine care or love or joy, but is done out of obligation, and it end up feeling like chores and burdensome because we are constantly expecting something in return. We are constantly expecting a reward or gain in return. Many give love to their loved ones just to manipulate and control them. Meanwhile, some other people, they help or give love just to make us feel indebted to them. Friendships are formed based on gains, whether it's for some sort of help, power, status, rather than to share life and love. Similarly, some parents, they do not have children out of love. Instead, they look at children some form of investment that will help them in the future. Many of us only interact with our loved ones if there is something to gain. Once we have gained from that interaction, we'll immediately move on to next activity that we perceive as something more beneficial. We are constantly in rush while we are interacting with our loved ones. We fail to notice their expressions, their facial reactions, body language, emotions, and their struggle. We fail to be present in our interactions with them. We fail to notice those subtle things within them. That is extremely crucial to have a very beautiful, intimate relationship. As a result, we end up having relationship and friendship that is transactional, that end up lacking depth, intimacy, and fulfillment. There is no depth, no intimacy, nor fulfillment in that relationship or friendship. Many of us end up creating shallow or surface level relationships, career, and life choices. We only live to pay bills and constantly in chase for money, recognition, power, and pleasure. Constantly seeking profit and benefits in every action prevents us from truly being present and connected to life with our true self and with other fellow human beings. We stop noticing the beauty of the trees, the magnificence of the clouds and mountains, the sound of the birds, and the warmth of our loved ones. We no longer stop and pause to feel the breeze on our face. We lose in touch with the wonder of divine creation around us and with our own bliss and higher calling. We constantly live on autopilot and constantly live through stress, like a headless chicken, constantly rushing all the time and are stressful most of the time. The moment we feel inspired to stop and enjoy something simple, like the beauty of the rain, our ego immediately asks, what can I gain from it? And immediately we rush towards something that we believe more beneficial, even though that moment was drawing us into a deep bliss, even though that rain was drawing us into a deep bliss. We fail to enjoy it because our ego thinks that there is no benefit in it. Similarly, when we feel like dancing or join a dance class just purely out of joy or passion, our ego immediately asks, what can I gain from it? Immediately, we cancel the idea and turn to something that is more productive or rewarding for the ego, simply ignoring the things that bring us joy. If someone is going through some sort of injustice and need our help, and if we are in a position to help them, our ego immediately asks, what can I gain from it? Only problems? The moment we feel like we want to sit silently beside our partner, beside our life partner, and enjoy their company, immediately our ego asks, what can I get from it? And then we immediately distract ourselves from it and move on to do something that might be beneficial for the ego. If we feel inspired to post some posts, articles, or videos on social media, our ego will ask us, will I get views and likes for this post or video? If not, why am I wasting my time? We may also think that I'm not getting much views and likes for my positive content, so I may post a negative content instead. If we feel like we want to sit in the park and enjoy the nature, our ego tells us that we are wasting our time and should move on to do something that brings us a tangible gain. Those who are married for decades, for many years, stop doing thoughtful things for their spouse because they assume that their relationship is secure. They end up thinking, why should I show love to my spouse? Why should I make an effort to show love to my spouse? Why should I try to impress them? What will I gain from it? They are already mine. There's no intimacy, no true love, no genuine care anymore. Because the ego is constantly looking for a benefit, for a gain. And that's the reason some people, they impress their spouse or their boyfriend and girlfriend only in the beginning of the relationship. And then later, they stop doing any thoughtful things for them because they think it doesn't bring them any gain. That is a waste of time. Eventually, they end up ruining their relationship or end up having a relationship that's dead. It might look like a happy relationship to the society, but behind these closed doors, there's nothing. If someone has cooked our favorite food or has prepared our favorite tea or coffee, we don't even sit to enjoy the food. We are not present while eating or while drinking that coffee or tea. We are in constant rush because we assume that there's no benefit in it. We become constantly calculative and attached to every outcome in life. Since we are not connected with our emotions, I would say we are not aligned with our emotions and intuition. We lack emotional maturity and self-awareness to handle problems wisely and to look at the bigger perspective in challenging situations, challenging issues. As a result, we end up constantly battling with issues and life end up becoming burdensome for us. An intellect which is not aligned with its emotions and intuition always end up being a control freak, always want to control life and others. That's the reason we end up battling with anxiety, stress, depression, and sense of emptiness, even if we seem to have everything in life. We fail to become a whole human being, a whole sovereign human being, because we are constantly living in our mind, constantly in past and future, rather than embracing the present moment. We end up living only to overcome our survival fears, including the pursuit of chasing money, status, power, and validation and pleasure. Intellect, without being aligned with our emotions and intuition, will always end up making us live an average and unfulfilling life. The intellect might give us an illusion of solving our problems, but usually it ends up creating additional problems for us because it's not able to see the truth or the ultimate reality, because our intellect is always influenced by our culture, upbringing, beliefs, ideology, childhood beliefs, unhealed emotional trauma that limits our perception to see the truth, to see the reality for what it is. Meanwhile, true intelligence always helps us to solve our problems intelligently and wisely, and help us to look at the higher perspective related to any issues. And true intelligence help us to navigate life with ease, joy, peace, and bliss, while helping us to experience genuine connection and intimacy with ourselves, with life, with earth, and with our fellow human beings and other living beings as well. So let me know what you think about this issue. If you want to have a fulfilling life, I do offer 2 services. I help people to break their karmic patterns, to live a fulfilling life. Okay, I do karma transformational coaching, and I also help people to do advanced meditation, which is nothing like the meditation that you watch in the YouTube for free. It help us to master our mind, to live a very fulfilling life. If you're interested, you can email me in the below link. Otherwise, if you like this video, please don't forget to give me thumbs up. Let me know what you think about this issue. What is your opinion related to this issue? Are you truly living your life? And please share it with others because they need to know the truth. Thank you.